If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. But when they lie to all of us, it's called being a politician. You think taking guns away will save our kids from the killings, but you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying, all the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days. I hear them preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country, and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bums and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks divided by the news, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
They set us up to fail, that's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping, I don't mean to be mean. But if our children are the future, then our future is bleak. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to phones and they take Xanax to sleep. They blurred the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we paint the patriots as Nazis. The men playing women's sports get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women. If you're black, your life matters, you're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave. All of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. Blaming capitalism like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks. You're supporting what you stand against. You don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn, dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth. And the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Everybody's wrong, that's a real problem. They don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Soon enough, we running out of options. This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffin. We ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. I don't know how we can make amends or we drop it. Snowflakes melt when it's hot, kid.
Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that there'd be snowflakes. Whoa. You can make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and propane. More flames. Oh no. No more snowflakes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I'm Cameron.
And I'm Carl.
And I'm Wally.
And I love the fact that he's given everybody permissions. But the funny part about all this is that's coming out. Between him and Elon Musk, these two men have proved that we're shadow banned everywhere, except for maybe Twitter now. Everybody pulls us down. Our numbers are faked. Our videos aren't getting out there. The shares aren't going through. In fact, I got an email. So for everybody that was here last week, y'all remember how in-depth, and hopefully today we can get back to the normal routine of what it's supposed to be, where we go from Second Amendment ranch into free speech, free stupidity a little after that. But we decided it was so important to show you that video. I got an email about 2 or 3 days later, no time at all. Actually, let me read it to you.
Yeah, they're going to love this.
Oh, yeah. Where'd it go?
I still had the picture on my phone if you want me to get it.
We know that this might be disappointing, but it's important. Shut up, Wally. Damn. Oh, his signal is crap.
It is, isn't it?
Carl, hello.
Hello.
Oh, it might be me.
Mine's good.
Mine's good.
You're good. Who's looking crappy? Are you seeing us crappy?
It's looking like I'm lagging. Yeah, I'm seeing y'all, and I'm getting a lot of feedback.
You're getting feedback?
All right, hold on.
Oh, technical issues here. He moved to a different position. He moved to a different position. That's what his problem was. Oh, we lost him. He will be back, folks. But anyway, he's about ready to show you the notice he got. It was from YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, it's from YouTube.
Okay. It's his connection.
Yeah, it's his connection.
That took a long time to get up.
Let's see. I can close that.
Make sure you don't have any downloads going.
Bare minimum running.
Hey,
yeah,
Luke.
That's what I was just making sure. So back to, I'm still getting a lot of lag. Oh my word!
You're looking fine on this end. How's he looking, Wally?
All right. Well, I guess I'll run it as is then.
You just find out mine.
Okay. Don't pay attention to yours.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. But the email reads as follows. We know that this might be disappointing, but it's important to us that YouTube is a safe place for all. If content breaks our rules, we remove it. If you think we've made a mistake, you can appeal and we'll take another look. Keep reading for more details. How your content violated the policy. YouTube doesn't allow claims about COVID-19 vaccinations that contradict expert consensus from local authorities or the World Health Organization. You recently received a warning for content on your channel. We're not giving another strike, but we've removed the content from YouTube. We want you to help you stay on YouTube, so please make sure you understand YouTube's community guideline and strike basics. Review your content with our policies in mind. If after reviewing your content you think we made a mistake, let us know and you can appeal the decision here.
Did you appeal it?
No.
I did.
There's no winning that one. There's not going to be YouTube. So Twitter, Facebook, there's a lot of things that we can appeal and fight and challenge and win. Claims amongst our videos on Facebook are very easy because we know we're not playing anything that we don't really have control over. Right. But with them saying anything that goes against the policies with the WHO and basically all the experts, well, I'm sorry, YouTube, but we literally had 2 experts talking for almost an hour about how this virus is not a virus. It's venom. It's a poison. You are actively poisoning people. The only thing you have proved to us is that they're right and we're right. Anytime that we talk about something that is factual about this virus, y'all pull it down immediately. You do not hesitate to remove that information from your platforms. And then circling back to where we started, Elon Musk proved that we're getting shadow banned. And now the government is actively going back to article, I want to say it was 230, where they are trying to limit how much control that social media platforms can actually have. So now they're trying, Elon Musk bought it and he wants free speech for everybody. That goes against free speech. You're threatening free speech. How? Free speech was open for everybody, so you could say whatever the hell you wanted, piss off however many people you want ever, and continue on about your life. The Second Amendment was to be able to defend yourself after you have said something that pissed everybody off. And I've told everybody that comes here, I will piss you off at some point in time, whether you're pissed at me or what I'm talking about. Either way, you're going to get upset. But we're all grown-ass adults and fond of the idea that free speech allows us to do and say what we want. And we're very pro-Bill of Rights in the United States Constitution. So they're openly admitting that they are completely against free speech. They're trying to censor anybody and I mean, this goes back to the conservative platform we had, Parler, not a year ago, where it came out and then they completely they shut that down so quick your head would snap.
Right.
So that was evidence enough that they don't want us to have a voice, because they know if we start getting together and communicating, we're going to cause problems, because we're going to talk about our beliefs, our faith, our religion, our take on mainstream media being a corrupt bastard. All this evidence coming out about the election rigging, and they are doing everything to destroy the evidence quickly. The platforms, by law, they are required to keep it for a minimum of 2 years for any kind of audit. And they are going around and just snatching everything up and destroying it in however manner they can possible. And the mainstream media is not covering a damn thing about it. So
no, they won't.
How are the people supposed to know about this other than the fact that it comes out in memes and photos on the few platforms that we can actively talk on? And they expect that they're going to win this. And now I have hope for diplomacy again. Diplomacy can win. You have DeSantis that's finally getting a spine. There are few and far between, but there are people from the Republican Party that are finally deciding to step up and say, no, we're not going to just sit here and take it anymore.
No.
More of them should do this. The reason why I don't think more are standing up is because they have blackmail against them. They've had their lives threatened. There have been attempts against their families. Look at Jim Carrey when he started talking about the Illuminati. His girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever the hell she was, murdered a week later, and he stopped talking about it. Mm-hmm. So if they can do that with actors and actresses, what's to make us think that they can't do it against our politicians? Everybody has dirt on them. If you care less about that dirt, then you will have a better chance of fighting with all of it. So if you turn around and go, yeah, I know I did this back in 2002, well over 2 decades ago, people aren't going to care about it as much. Oh, I know, right? I'm loving it. I've got two of
Luke's comment.
This is what was at this is what my talk was about at the conference: mass censorship, algorithmic suppression, and oppression of opinion. Accurate, very accurate. And they're pissed off that we're going to be able to go on to Twitter and continue to do what we do and actually reach large amounts of people.
Luke's going to be on Born TV after 9 Monday night to talk about what he talked at the conference.
Well, I'm still waiting to hear about him getting to America.
So am I.
I keep harassing him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ghani, apparently you pissed off the roommate, so you have to be trapped in here with me. I don't know what you did, but go lay down. He walks in during the opening intro, and he wants to talk, and I'm like, show. So he walks back out, and then he walks back in and leads Gunny in. It's like, he did something he didn't want him to do, so now we have to shove her together. Yes, we do. Oh, you're just mad you haven't been on a show in a while.
I think Twitter is going to be our best bet for future shows and everything, where we
I agree
freely.
Same.
And not have to worry about somebody claiming this, claiming that, and it's free speech all the way out.
The problem I see is if they successfully pass Article 230 and it allows the government. I don't think it will, but the possibility is there, and we've seen how far they are willing to go to get what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, how far are we, the people, willing to go to stop them? Because the government has been overreaching for a long time. And I still have some theories I'd like to test. I mean, with modern science and technology, if you built a trebuchet with modern technology, you can get some distance.
Mm-hmm.
you can get some real put spring stabilizers. You can reduce friction. You've got a more stable, secure load that you can throw. I mean, the abilities of taking an old school trebuchet and modernizing it. Then you've got all these people with bulldozers and backhoes that you can build up and fortify very easily, mind you.
Right. And Scott brings up a good point down here. Twitter, one of the things that's going to be bad on there, right, is like he says, people will be sharing a lot of the BS news because it's going to give rights to the left and it's going to give rights to the right.
That's why I've been doing a social media example.
Yeah.
I posted on my Facebook where a guy had triple or doubled his workers' pay, and he had tripled his profits because of productivity is skyrocketing. And so many people are going like, well, how did he do it? I had one guy post on it that the dude that did it was a sexual abuser. He got busted for that. See how they've done to that trebuchet. Oh, I've seen them. I know you can get this.
No, Luke's.
Oh,
Luke's,
I did send you.
Don't read it out. Read it. I wasn't going to put it up on the screen.
Ah, okay. So we're looking at probably another month.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So, but so many people are attacking it and asking the right questions. And then there are people that are like, oh, that's great. This is beautiful to see companies doing this with absolutely no research. And I just wanted to see how it goes because my mind was, how the hell are you going to double their pay and increase your profits without increasing your costs of your whatever you're supplying? So some things didn't add up. And Facebook, of all places, actually didn't censor this one. So the fact checkers are sleeping on the job, or it's actually true. Or, again, it goes back to the video. The fact checkers aren't there to check facts. They're there to shut us up.
Right.
But I love doing social experiments like this to see how far people are willing to go to get evidence, to get information that backs up the claims, because I don't give a crap. I just want to piss people off and see how they handle the situation. I'm not going to go digging into it. I think it's interesting. This will be a fun test. Let the heads roll. So it went about as I expected. It went very similar to when I did the social experiment with the desecration of a mass grave. And nobody read the article at all. Nobody opened it up. It was an actual article, not just a photo. Nobody opened the damn thing up. But if you actually go in and read the article, it was a mass grave from the Civil War, and they were actually going to try and identify the corpses and bodies and find out who they were, identify them, and give them a proper burial. So it was not that they were desecrating the grave. That's just what the headline read.
Right.
But that shows nobody wants to go in and read it before, because I had the same reaction. I read it, I got pissed off, and I'm like, hold on. That's where the idea of starting these social media tests really came to. It was like, I wonder how many people are going to stop and read it like I did. And I think I had one person out of 15 actually go in and read the article and post, hey, just so you know. And I'm like, I know this was a test and so many people failed.
Mm-hmm.
So do the research, get your information. And what we say here, we have our opinions, we have facts. And if we can't prove it or go and find the proof, or if you ask us for the proof, we're going to do what we can, or we'll state, no, in my opinion, the left is corrupt. Mainstream media is bought out. Politicians are all, we need to do what Finland did. Get rid of every single one of them. Every one of them. And start over. Because how are we having...
You can read that one.
There are a good few of those who fact checkers who 8 getting job offers from Twitter to go over there and handle complaints. Twitter is changing at the conference I went to, and we had a look under the hood of Twitter's algorithms, and a lot of words have been taken off the blacklist. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Scott, I agree too. How are you going to be 80 years old, sitting in the same office for 30 years, and you still have one of the most poor districts in America? You've obviously done nothing to better your people, but they keep buying your bullshit lie. But that's on the people themselves for thinking that, oh, he's gonna do it this year. He just needs another 2 or 4 more years.
Right. No. And I agree with Scott. Both sides. They've been there too long. There needs to be term limits.
Term limits and a retirement age.
Yep.
I think you can go in at 40. At 60, you're out.
Well,
other jobs, you do it for 20 years, you retire. You're done. That's it.
I think there ought to be term limits like there is on the president. 10 years max.
Yeah. And for this inflation, companies spiking their prices on everything, there have been 8 food processing plants within the past 2 weeks that have been blown up or burned down.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no real inflation. It's all government created. It's all created by big tech and big pharma, all these companies that are producing everything. And there's no food shortage. It's a created food shortage. It's been made to have a food shortage. You blow up 8 food processing plants and nobody goes and investigates into it, or other food processing plants go, we should probably up security. Mm-hmm. Right there, jobs for veterans. Right. I guarantee you tell this Marine who has been disgruntled and homeless for 10 years, you get to carry a gun again. We're going to do a psych evaluation on you, make sure you're still somewhat competent and coherent. We're going to get you cleaned up. And you're going to carry a gun, and you're going to be sweeping and doing security on a facility that has the potential of being blown up. That dude is going to just jump on that like a fat kid on cake. All the homeless EOD techs, right there, new jobs. Hey, you're going to go and inspect all these facilities daily, and you're going to go and look for bombs. And if you find one, your job is to disarm it. There's plenty of ways to give veterans jobs right there with one market in the food industry of all places,
right,
to help get 50,000 veterans off the streets constantly. Of that, 22 a day of veterans are committing suicide. You give them a new purpose, you give them a new goal, a mission to focus on, that dude is going to keep going. Right there, he has a new goal. The biggest problem, I think, a lot of us, once we get out, we lose focus. We have no goal. We have no mission. We have no focus on where we want to continue on with life. I think the majority of us planned or thought we were going to die in the service, and we were going to go out honorable and be buried. And we've served our country. We signed that paycheck, and we lived up to it. Oh, I agree with that, too.
I do, too.
You really think a veteran's not going to make the Geneva Convention look like a suggestion box if somebody threatens to go after the kids, let alone all the teachers that are dragging these kids to COVID testing points and COVID vaccination centers against their parents' wills? Yeah, saw that yesterday. Wish I could have saved that video. No, there were 2 teachers. They called up a mobile mobile COVID PRC test van to come and check all the kids. No waivers, no paperwork, nothing saying the school had permission for this. Took out like 20, 30 kids to go get tested from the back of a van for COVID in the middle of a street in the city. Yes, Scott, we do agree with you every now and again.
Yeah.
So, 1, you're putting the kids at risk for getting kidnapped. 2, you're getting the kids tested against their will. 3, one of the dumbest things I have seen is kids have to earn the right to take their mask off. I'm sorry, my kid's not wearing a mask anymore. Mandates are getting lifted everywhere. Now we're finding microplastics in everybody's body because we've been wearing these cheap, crappy masks for the past 2.5 years. So, no, my kid's not wearing a mask anymore. And if you decide you're going to try and make my kid wear a mask, I will pull my kid out of school so quick, y'all won't know what happened to him. Homeschooling is about to be very popular again. No, I agree, Scott. They
totally
should not and cannot legally be taken out of schools to go get testing for anything without the parents' informed consent. That's required. If you're going to do anything with your kids outside of that school, they have to have informed consent. Even certain restrictions apply to in school. And all these schools that are losing their crap about, we can't talk to your kids about sex and anal and blowjobs and transgenderism. And who was it? Ocasio-Cortez is wanting to put kids on hormone blockers until they're of the teenage years so they can make their own decision. They're supposed to go through puberty, you dumb twat. Like, that's biology 101.
That's natural.
You hit your teenage years. Your balls drop. You get hair in places you don't want hair. Acne's a bitch. You put on weight like crazy. And you find out that life sucks for about 10 years. And then it kind of gets better. And then some of you, it doesn't. Puberty
I never put on weight. What happened? I missed that part?
Now, apparently. So, no, they have to go through this crap. And there are so many of these people that have gone through hormone treatment that are like they've done it for years. And now they're like, I regret the hell out of this. It's destroyed my body. And praising males for going through and fighting or competing in female sports. No. Let's look at the UFC fighter that broke 2 women's skulls during a fight. How are we going to sit here and allow this crap to continue? That's physical abuse. And I don't know about any other man out there. If you saw a dude just putting hands on a woman for absolutely no reason, because there are reasons to put hands on a woman. Don't get me wrong. My hands are rated E for everybody. But as a lady, you have to do some stupid crap to me to deserve them. I'm not going to put my hands on you first because that's assault and the court will side with you. You spit on me, you slap me, you kick me in the testicles, I'm putting hands on you. And you're not going to like what's going to happen because I'm probably going to break one of your bones and sit on you till the cops show up.
Right.
Assault is assault across the board. I don't care if you're male, female, or whatever. But if you put hands on a woman for absolutely no reason other than to put hands on her, the men that I grew up praising and calling heroes and somebody I could look up to would have kicked the crap out of you or tried to kick the crap out of you because this terrible women aren't treated well. There's this pay gap and feminism heals everything. Y'all have feminism got what they wanted years and years ago. They got a vote. They got more rights, more jobs, more liberties. They were equal to a man across the board.
Right.
But there are some things that ladies cannot do. Men were created to do a purpose. Ladies have another purpose. Now, mind you, they both stem from the same areas, but they do branch out. That main area usually goes back to a child. Y'all do what you need to do to make sure this kid's happy. Whether it be the father goes and works 2-3 jobs to provide the money and the mom comes home and homeschools and raises the kid right. Or they both go work so that way they can both provide a good financial future for their child. But she's not going to do the same lines of work that I have. You're not going to go out and work on tugboats. There's only been one woman that I have ever met that worked in the tugboat industry that was on the boats. Otherwise, they were in the offices making more money than I did. I've had one woman that was in ironworking, and she worked her way up the ranks. Yes, I'm not kidding. She did some favors to move up quicker. So y'all still are using your bodies to an extent. This promotion of OnlyFans is just basically legalized prostitution. So morals and values have gone out the window. Everybody's playing this stupid game to feel better about them. Who cares? Listen to the hard facts. Get the real evidence so you can make informed decisions. Not, oh, well, this makes me feel better about myself, and I'm bringing down the patriarchy, and I'm going against men who are doing the majority of jobs that will kill you. Men have the highest rate of suicides. They have the highest failure rates in schools. They have the highest deaths on the job. Y'all put everything on the top percent of men that own the majority of the wealth, and you consider all men have that. That's not true. More women make more money in businesses and continue through schools because they got a proper education, where not all men had that availability to go and get that education. They had to make a decision to live a life and go to a trade school or go to a job that sucked. Look at me. Went from working as a lifeguard to Lowe's to the Navy to working on tugboats to ironworking, crippled myself to the point where I was almost paralyzed and incontinent. And now I'm a dive team supervisor for the job that likes to take advantage of me. So no, there is no need for feminism anymore. Oh my God.
And to think, I didn't get him riled up tonight, folks.
Yeah, I know. He riled us so much.
Yeah, these conversations that I keep having to have and talk to people about, and somebody that's, oh, I hate this job. You're getting paid really good money for what you do. You're getting paid more than I am, and you do substantially less work than I do, and you hate this job for whatever damn reason. It's been a long week, ladies and gentlemen, and I just want to.
It's a shirt.
I just want to go find the child touchers and make them not touch anything ever again, because that would make me feel better about my day. You fix
Wait until you get up here. I got one for you.
You fix a problem and it gets better. I love to see when my work actually plays out in front of me, and if I know somebody's not going to do something stupid again, I feel better. You can't fix stupidity, but duct tape makes it so much more manageable.
Oh, you didn't see the video of the lady getting out of duct tape, did you?
Oh, I've seen it. I also know ways around it.
I do.
I've seen people get out of zip ties, duct tape, and rope. I've seen people get out of chains. However, you make sure they have nothing on them, meaning you strip them down bare naked, and then you individually wrap each and every part of their body and then wrap everything back to themselves, where they're basically a giant worm. Then you do whatever the hell else you want to do, ropes, chains, cinder blocks. It's very hard to get out of the things that I would put you through because duct tape's cheap. Well, it's probably a good thing as well because I actually don't have a 4570 still. I'm still working on paying off a lot of my own personal debts, so I won't be buying a new firearm for quite some time. So it cost $80 to fill my truck up yesterday. I was not happy.
You know what it cost me to fill my Subaru up the other day?
30.
50.
It cost me 60 to fill my car.
Well, we're driving about 80 on that big ass truck.
It's about a 25-gallon tank.
Yeah, mine's about 12, 14.
So yeah, no, my
but mine gets better fuel mileage.
Yeah, but I'd also been touching about $100 to fill my truck up.
Oh, so it went down a little bit.
Up in Missouri, judging on your prices, what you said, it probably, if I went up there right now, it'd be probably about $100 to fill up.
Let's see. Well, which grade are you using? The lowest or
lowest?
Mid? Okay.
I'm setting about 369.
Oh, 379 up here for our lowest.
Nah, it's not too much
And then
different.
I use the mid grade because my car runs a hell of a lot better and gets better fuel mileage, and it's 394.
Yeah, for the mid grade, it's 380 something, and then high grade, you're at 412, something like that. So, yeah, Scotty, but I'm still wanting my cookies. I still want my cookies. I'm fat, damn it.
But let's see. You're going to show that gun fail?
I am going to show that.
Since we only do an hour show now, folks, half hour into it, you get to see this great gun fail.
First off, let's just look at this gentleman's shooting stance. Not a very well braced stance, is it?
Not really.
I know, Scott. Carl's working on the website still. He hasn't kept me in the loop on that, so I can't tell you where he's sitting on that. But as soon as he has any information, I'll send you a message directly.
Yeah.
But yeah, first off, we're just looking at this shooting stance. He is leaned back, the gun's more out, he is fully extended on both arms. It's hard to make out what type of a firearm this is with how blurry it is. It looks like it may be a pistol. It could be
He got a big belly.
Yeah, he got a very big belly, but he is way back there holding both hands out here. So he's actively trying to keep this thing away from his face.
Yeah, because the stock, yeah.
Yeah, let's just watch that one more time.
I was going to say this.
Where'd it go?
Yeah. That went up and back very, very quickly.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it exploded. It had the possibility, but that camera quality was very, very poor. But from what I saw, he pulled the trigger, firearm went from here, twirled back, and went over his shoulder.
Right, because he didn't have it in his shoulder. He was holding it out.
Yeah. So it makes a difference on if it was a pistol. If it was a pistol, he had a very poor brace. He wasn't holding it tight enough. He had never held that firearm before. But with that much powder, it also, as Scott said, it could have been a hot load. It could have been overly powdered and had more kick than it normally had. Yes, Scott, I hate when people say that. I bought a truck because I fit in a truck. I don't fit in many other vehicles comfortably. And I would rather climb into my truck and slide down out of my truck than have to crawl my big fat ass into a door that's this big.
And he did.
Climb my ass back out.
You should have seen him climb in a 98 Subaru. Yeah, but he
Do
got in, and I got in.
You have a video?
No, he doesn't have a video.
I went, damn
it.
Gear shift, I think.
You should have seen when I was in Georgia and got a rental car to go see my fiance at the time. Yeah, she brought a smart car, Scott, and to pick me up. And that thing did the same thing Carl's did, where it started level with her little butt in there to, oh, crap, got to the place and you saw it go, oh. Then they put me in this old-ass, like, 1990 Honda Civic something. I could literally hold the steering wheel, keep my head forward, and touch the rear windshield. I could do this, and my foot is big. So that gas little pedal was super sensitive, so I got a speeding ticket in Brandon, Florida on a speed trap because I couldn't control it.
Did he tell you to get out of the car?
No, thank
or
God.
take the car off?
He asked license and registration. I said, here's my license. It's a rental. Okay, went away, came back. Here's your ticket. Have a good day. Out-of-state plates get tickets way more than in-state plates, ever. Mm-hmm. You will see more people pulled over with out-of-state plates because the cops' mindset is they're going to pay the ticket because it's going to be more of a challenge for them to come to court to challenge it.
Right.
Which is true, but it's also cops are up in the air for me. I like to support some cops, but the ones that we do see actively are very corrupt. And the fact that they have blacked out cars with blacked out lights and that invisible writing on the sides, because the court said they can't have undercover cars pull you over. So they had to mark them. So they marked them in the most subtle way possible. That shows me
it's like ghost flames.
Yeah, you look over in the UK, they're blue and white. They've got bright yellow lights. Like you can tell a cop car is a cop car from 4 miles away. Here in the States, it's almost impossible until you're right up on them. It's all for revenue.
Mm-hmm.
It's all for revenue.
Yep.
And I can't stand that they would use and abuse the people in that manner. If they want to speed, as long as they don't hurt anybody, who am I to care? Yeah, it pisses me off when somebody cuts me off, but as long as I didn't hit them or they didn't hit me,
oh well.
Okay. You had a good day. Here's my 1-finger salute for you. Bye.
Yep.
They get road rage and they pull over. That's a different story because now I got to go and hurt somebody. Now I need the cops to show up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll tell you what, you listen to Tom McDonald's songs, order fast food or order delivery and call a cop and see who shows up first. There was a story from Florida. They had one of their hurricanes a couple years back. Guy tried to have the cops go and find his grandma. Couldn't get through to her. They said, no, we're not going to do it. He ordered a pizza to her house. They had a phone to her ear in 30 minutes. How disappointing. They have a huge budget. They have SWAT vehicles. They have these armored anti-riot vehicles. If you've gone around in the States, you have seen some pretty impressive military-like armored vehicles in the States because one thing the military does is, hey, we don't need any more. Here you go. Why do the police need an anti-tank vehicle? How afraid of us are you? And does that answer anybody's question? Do you really think all the police are out for your betterment? These health and wellness checks in the middle of the night. Story I covered a while back. They did a health and wellness check on a property about 2 a.m. Cop walking around with a flashlight. So a homeowner comes downstairs, has a pistol in his hand. Cop sees him with a pistol through the front door, shoots the homeowner through the window. Breaks in the home unlawfully, says, drop the gun, and the guy's, call an ambulance, I need help right now, I need help. Oh, I am help. You just shot him. You're not help. You're a criminal. No knock warrants. There's another good example.
Right.
How many people have died from that? Red flag warrants, where, you've got too many red flags. We've got a warrant. We're going to come at 2 a.m. Why? There was just another person killed last week for a warrant for an arrest. They broke into the wrong house. Why? Why don't they have multiple checks and balances to make sure they're going to the right property? Why don't they send one person to the door to go and not, or two people to cover each other, so that way if something does happen, you have backup right there, but put everybody else off to the sides? Why are you sending a SWAT team into a building for a person that's supposedly asleep at this point in time? Because I'll tell you, if you break into my house, my instant reaction is the same damn thing. I'm going for the gun first. That is any self-respecting Second Amendment proud gun owner is going to do. They hear a door kicked in, they're grabbing a gun. Mm-hmm. Hell, there was just a police sergeant or police captain in Tennessee that just told all his citizens, if somebody breaks in, just shoot them. It's going to save the taxpayers money. That's a cop I can respect.
Yeah, he told everybody down there, start shooting them. It saves his money.
Yeah, you just kill them. It's going to be easier for us.
I was like, damn.
That's a dude I can support.
I know things are getting worse and worse. More shootings out here and everything, and they're
Well,
bringing
they're
it back
probably
on us as good gun owners and everything. We're not the ones out doing it.
no.
No.
If
The
we were,
criminals.
there's several trillion rounds of ammunition. There are several billion firearms currently owned in America. If we were the problem, they would know it.
Right.
We wouldn't have trillions of rounds of ammunition after one day. We'd be back into the billions in a day. If we were really the problem, 1776, World War I, World War II, we would be making a lot of these things look like a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a bastardized militia going against a corrupt power and sending as many rounds downwind as they possibly can. The majority of these people are trained snipers, hunters, trackers. Of that, there's actually a really good portion of them that are Norse pagan. And that means if you do happen to get captured, you'd have had better luck just taking a bullet. I'll put it that way. So it's the lads, guns, and beards in full effect. Yes, Darius, Wally finally has a beard again. Oh,
mine just shows my age and knowledge on the show.
Look,
see?
This is a backdrop, and I liked how it looked with the exception of the California firearms that you can see above me. But we all know what I actually own, and I'm looking at bringing Bertha as a guest next show.
I'm looking to bring my new pistol purchase in eventually here too.
I'm just sitting in Cameron's gun room right now doing the show. Nobody knows I'm in Texas, but I'm sitting in his gun room.
Carl's in the safest place ever.
I'm in the safest place, folks. He brings me bread and water every 2 hours. So,
hey, you have free food, man.
Hey,
and this is actually
all this to play with.
And actually, this is what it would, if we actually get the Second Amendment Ranch up and running, this would be very similar to what I would look at building, because I do want to allow people to come and camp, but at the same point in time, if you're drinking, you need to turn in your firearms.
So I want to and a number that only you will have.
Yep, and you have to be able to keep track of that tag and number and everything. Otherwise, you're going to have to go
take a picture of a photo ID. You have to show that photo ID and the tag in order to get it.
And if you can't, you have to find the serial number. You have to find a way to prove that firearm is yours. We will have waivers. But I'm planning on building basically a 2-story Connex box. While the first story is buried underground, the top story is going to be knocks on your door. What gun do you
ISIS knocks on your door. Which gun do you grab?
Are we talking about the ones that I currently have around me, or the ones that I have overall? Because if I can go with everything, I've got different options that I want to go and play with. But if I'm going with what I have available, I'm limited to about 3 firearms right now.
And all 3 of them will blow a hole in you the size of your fist. So at least. At least.
Yep. So I don't think they knock either, Darius, but I can make sure if they do knock in the wrong manner, I'm going to have a party.
That's right.
And my neighbors know how crazy I am. They're just going to be like, y'all went to the wrong house.
Yeah.
Y'all went to the wrong.
Y'all
would have had better luck at anybody else in this neighborhood, and you picked the one crazy white boy.
Float your goat. America by birth, patriot by choice.
I like it.
Awesome. Keep up the good word, and thanks for joining the show.
So what it's going to be, going back to talking about the actual gun room, because I do want people to turn in their firearms if they're going to be camping and drinking. If we catch you drinking and you still haven't turned in your firearms, you're going to be asked to leave the property, and you will never be allowed back. There are going to be some very strict rules because of what the range is actually supposed to be. And I don't think you got your Gandalf pun. I saw Darius. But the first story of it, so the top level that you can see is going to be basically Command Central, where it's going to have the computers. It's going to have bulletproof glass so we can see out of. We have computers everywhere. We can monitor all the cameras. We can keep tabs on everything. And we know that the guns are secure and there is somebody that can access them quickly on the property because that will be manned during operating hours. So if we have somebody camping, it will still be manned. So I want to make sure everybody's property is safe as well as everybody is safe. Because if you're going to go to a facility that allows firing, training with guns, different situations and scenarios, you're going to have a lot of restrictions and everything. But at the same point in time, I don't want to just have it for like dad and sons to go out. You know, if mom doesn't want to shoot or anything, she can go out. Or if dad and dad come out and dad wants to go out and go pick apples while other dad, I don't care. We're not going to talk about there's going to be several rules. Don't talk about your religion. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about, your sexualities. I don't care. Keep that crap at the house.
We don't need that argument starting.
That's gonna start. Yeah, exactly. That's gonna start opening up a can of worms nobody wants. So abiding by these rules is very important, and then allowing people to come and do what they want to do, and not having anyone sober near my toys. That's a loss. That's 100% correct.
Exactly.
We have done it multiple times where we have wanted to look at the guns and have a couple beers. Before we have started drinking, all firearms are cleared, cleared multiple times. All ammunition is locked away. Even the round in the chamber is locked away. The key is hidden. And no ammo is loose in the house at all. Right. So if you want to, there are ways to do it safely and smartly. But that comes from being coherent at the beginning. As soon as you start drinking, game over. You shouldn't be touching a gun anyways. So there are ways to do it safely if you like having gun talk and everything. And this is even just for you want to have a couple beers, 2-3 beers. Nope. Everything has to be done. Everything's getting checked. Because that 2-3 beers can escalate. Oh, let's go to 4. Let's have another one. Let's have another one.
Well, you got people out here drink 2-3 beers and they're out of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
They have a low tolerance. So we don't take a chance.
Those are situations. There are ways to alleviate those concerns if you want to do gun talk and show everything off with a couple beers, but you have to take excessive amounts of precaution for it because of the risks and chances that can come with it.
Okay, we're going to get a person in the chat room.
Jerry, we have heard about ghost guns. I love making fun of them because there is no such thing as a ghost gun. That is a firearm manufactured by an individual. It does not have a serial number, so it can't be tracked. Many states are non-registered states, and Texas is one of them. So even my guns aren't registered to me the majority of the time. There are certain situations that they have been registered to me, but there is no reason to stop somebody from manufacturing as long as they do not distribute them to other people. You can make your own guns all you want. Mm-hmm. That's technically a part of the Second Amendment as well. If you want to make your own crappy gun and go and test it, as long as you don't sell it, because I do agree, if you're going to sell a gun, it needs to be checked and made sure it is going to be safe to sell. Right. And if you don't have your licensing, you don't have schooling, you don't have all this different qualifications to say, yes, I can actively manufacture safe firearms, I have the appropriate equipment, I have the appropriate education level, then no, I don't want you selling anybody guns because the odds of that gun malfunctioning are way higher. You don't have any insurance against yourself. So if that does fail, they're going to sue you and take you for everything you're worth. But if you want to go around and make your own toys, more power to you. Just test them in a safe manner. But there's no such thing as a ghost gun. The government just wants to be able to keep tabs on every single firearm ever so they know who has what, how many of that gun they have. They know everything that I don't want the government to know everything that I have. I don't want them to come in and be like, hey, we know you've got this gun and this gun and this gun. We need to confiscate them or we need to do checks on them. Get the hell out of my house.
No, they don't.
That's why they don't like people manufacturing and milling their own firearms, because there is no way for them to put that gun back on you. But that goes back to criminals aren't going to listen to the laws. They're trying to pass laws that are going to affect law-abiding citizens. And at some point in time, the more laws they pass, the more we as law-abiding citizens are going to pass into that gray area or just cross the line entirely and say, you know what? If you catch me, you're going to have a fight on your hands because this is illegal.
And no, Darius, it doesn't mean that if the police come in to find out if you got more guns means more police presence or anything in your area. No, that's not what it means.
No, they just keep more tabs on you.
That way, if something goes down, they want to know, oh, this person over here has got all these guns. We're going to go check them first.
Yeah, we heard a gunshot in that neighborhood. We're going to the house we know that has a gun.
Right.
First. So it's obnoxious. They're not going to find out. And the criminals aren't going to just be the one. Law-abiding citizens aren't going outside, like Joe Biden says, with a break-open double-barrel shotgun and firing off 2 rounds into the woods, because we live in houses that don't have that capability.
Right.
Look at Hillary Clinton's photo when she went to a normal person's house. Her face just went, oh, this is disgusting. How do you live here? A lot of people live like this, you corrupt bitch. Go to hell. I can't wait to see you there.
Yep.
Oh, I will take any punishment that they can give me just to go put hands on that woman. That is one woman, hands on sight. I don't care. You have a bigger kill count than most Marines, than any Marine I know.
Mm-hmm.
So Hillary Clinton look at the Benghazi incident. 4 Americans killed. There were several hours where nothing happened. She has a laundry list of 54, 57 friends and acquaintances that have magically died after knowing something about her. Benghazi, I want to say it was. Go look at the list of how many acquaintances Hillary Clinton has had magically die.
Or the Clinton Foundation.
Or the Clinton Foundation. Some of them are like a beheading with a stomach full of gasoline, rated at or documented as suicide. 2 rounds to the back of the head, documented as suicide. Majority of these people had either been around her or known her when she was doing something like the email scandal, where there was 30,000 emails on an unregistered server that she was sending back and forth. She was supposed to go to court September 2019, and that got brushed under the rug. She has ties to the January 6th incident. There's a
the list goes on and on and on about the Clintons, but especially Hillary.
Died in that place, was a very well-known computer game player in a 500,000 online game. That's interesting. But yeah, he was
called Sean Smith.
She has killed a lot of, or I wouldn't say she personally has killed, but she has had a laundry list of people killed. I don't think Joe Biden's actually Joe Biden. If you look at photos of him from a few years back to currently, he looks horrific.
I like Luke's description.
Same here.
And then I saw a photo of Nancy Pelosi close up. She's got something going on above her eyes. Like there's a deep, deep gap way up here. It's
called alcohol.
No, like think of a Halloween mask kind of look. Seriously awarded to years. Davis S. Smith typed a message direct to the EVE Online Gaming Corporation that we're assuming we don't die tonight. We saw one of them. That's interesting. So you do know a good amount about Benghazi. But yes, the only gun control thing that had, Scott hits the nail on the head here. Only purpose of gun control law is to give the afraid the illusion of security, where people are willing to sell their freedom for security. But if you sell your freedom for security, you will have neither. You give up one for the other. You provide you. Nobody is going to take better care of you than you. So the better armed, the better educated, the better off you are. So be armed, train. That's the one reason I want the ranch the most, is because I don't think going to a range and shooting paper targets is considered training.
Right.
You need to have the scenarios. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I'm Cameron.
I'm Carl.
I'm Wally.
And this is the Second Amendment Ranch. We'll see y'all in about a half hour for Free Speech, Free Stupidity. Y'all have a good night.